Shalom Yeladim. Let's continue learning about Parshat Tzav. Imagine you were a Kohen. In the morning, you would get yourself dressed in your special clothing and you would make your way to the courtyard, to the Chatzir of the Mishkan. There you would wait to find out what your job would be for the day. The very first activity of the day was to take the ashes from the Mizbeach, which was outside, and take those ashes and clear them away to start a new day for the new korbanot that would come. Every single Kohen wanted that job more than anything else. They wanted to start the day. They wanted to do the mitzvah first. But not everybody could do it. It was only a job for one person. So every morning, everyone put their name in for a lottery, almost like Purim. They put their name in a hat, and the Kohen Gadol would choose one person from his hat to decide who was going to be the one to get to do that mitzvah. What would that look like? The Kohen would go. First, he would have to wash his hands and his feet in the kior. Then he would run up the ramp. He would go to the Mizbeach and he would find the ashes. He would shovel them in a special container and then have to go to a special corner where those ashes were put. Now, we know that every day korbanot were brought. And if we took a little bit every day and put it in that corner, before long, those ashes would be up to the sky. But guess what? In the Mishkan and later in the Beit HaMikdash, there were many, many miracles. And one of them was that when the Kohen would first take that first amount of ashes and put it in the special corner, they would disappear into the floor of the Mizbeach. And it wouldn't be there anymore. And the next day when another Kohen would bring the ashes to the corner, it would disappear again. So one of the big miracles happened on the Mizbeach itself. Now that fire on the Mizbeach lasted for 100 years. That was another miracle. The rain would come, it wouldn't go out. The wind would come, it wouldn't go out. That fire that was lit when Moshe Rabbeinu first set all the kelim up for the Mishkan stayed lit for 100 years. Well, Yeladim, the Kohanim were ready to start, but they were not ready to begin yet. Moshe Rabbeinu actually became the Kohen Gadol for 7 days. For 7 days in the month of Adar, Moshe Rabbeinu put on all the clothing of the Kohen Gadol. And for 7 days he brought all the korbanot for Klal Yisrael. And everybody watched. All 600,000 people came into the courtyard and watched Moshe Rabbeinu be the Kohen Gadol. And all the Kohanim were standing there learning from the greatest teacher of all. Every day at the end of those 7 days, Moshe Rabbeinu would take down the Mishkan, pack it up. Every morning he would build it up again, and he would do the avodah the whole day. He would bring the korbanot for Klal Yisrael. He would bring korbanot for the Jewish people for 7 whole days. And at the end of the parsha, he finished his 7 days. And next week, we're going to find out when the Kohanim begin and how they learned all the lessons that Moshe Rabbeinu taught them. This Shabbos is actually a very special Shabbos indeed. It is the Shabbos before Pesach. This Shabbos has a very special name. It is called Shabbat HaGadol. Does that mean it lasts a long time? No, it's a Shabbos like every other Shabbos. But this Shabbos, many years ago, when the Jewish people were in Mitzrayim, this was the Shabbat before they left Mitzrayim. And big miracles happened on that Shabbat. First of all, when the Jewish people went to buy a lamb in the marketplace, no Mitzri was allowed to stop them. And later, when the lamb was brought into their home and it was going meh, 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 because it had to stay there for 4 days while the Bnei Yisrael would watch and make sure it was ready to be a Korban Pesach, no Mitzri was allowed to harm them. They could look through the window, but they could not come in. Hashem made them a big, huge miracle. Why? Because they were not afraid of the Mitzrim. They were only listening to Hashem. When we are not afraid of anybody and we listen to Hashem, Hashem makes miracles for us. We don't live in the time of Mitzrayim. So what do we do on Shabbat HaGadol? How do we make it special? We make it special by learning the laws of Pesach. In every single shul, the rabbi of the shul will give a very beautiful shiur, teaching us all the things that we know we should do, all the things that we should learn for preparing for Pesach. This year, we may not be in shul, but I'm sure that all our rabbis are going to send lots of videos and lots of shiurim and lots of talks for us to learn, for our imas and our abbas to learn, to get into the spirit of Pesach. And you, Yiladim, you're going to be right there with them. And I wish you a wonderful, wonderful Shabbat.